CM Punk's shocking plea to Roman Reigns. The shocking chapter in WWE history. The unthinkable plea. The echoes of WrestleMania 41 had barely faded, and the WWE Universe was still buzzing with controversy, betrayal, and triumph. But no one, absolutely no one, saw this coming. Not even the most die-hard fans, the dirtiest of dirt sheet writers, or the backstage veterans who've seen it all. In a move that has left the locker room whispering and the fans absolutely floored, CM Punk, the straight-edge savior, the rebel, the man who once burned every bridge he crossed in WWE, made a plea. But not just any plea. He went to him. Roman Reigns. Yes, you heard that right. Let's rewind the clock for just a moment. WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be Punk's crowning moment. A triumphant return to the biggest stage of them all. The road to that moment was grueling, personal, and filled with more twists than a steel cage match. Punk fought through injuries, rivalries, and backstage politics to stand in that main event spotlight once again. But as the confetti fell, as the celebration spilled into the Vegas night, there was no rest for the weary. Something darker was building. Behind the curtains, where few cameras dare to go, CM Punk made his move. Still battered from his match, still sore from the scars of years gone by, he walked straight through the corridors with purpose. Locker rooms turned silent. Staff stepped aside. And all eyes watched as he approached a door with 3 words etched in golden letters. The Tribal Chief. That door belonged to Roman Reigns. Now, the history between Punk and Reigns isn't a fairy tale. These two were never friends. In fact, it could be argued that Punk once paved the way for Roman's rise, only to be pushed aside when the Shield made its mark. Reigns became the face of WWE while Punk chose exile. Their philosophies clashed. Their paths diverged. But on that night, in the aftermath of WrestleMania 41, there was something far more profound at play. A story that defied everything we thought we knew about these two men. The rise of CM Punk. Before we dive deeper into the events of that fateful night, let's take a moment to understand the significance of CM Punk's journey. In a career marked by defiance and rebellion, Punk's rise to prominence was nothing short of meteoric. Starting in the independent circuit, Punk made a name for himself as a master of the microphone and a wrestler with unmatched intensity. He quickly caught the attention of WWE scouts and found himself in the company's developmental territory, Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW. Punk's WWE debut in 2006 changed everything. With his unconventional look, no-nonsense attitude, and sharp wit, he quickly became a fan favorite. But it wasn't just his talent in the ring that caught the audience's attention, it was his authenticity. Punk wasn't just another WWE superstar, he was a voice for the disenfranchised, the outcast, and the misunderstood. His straight-edge persona became iconic, representing an anti-establishment force that resonated with fans who were tired of the cookie-cutter characters that WWE had become known for. By 2011, CM Punk had reached the pinnacle of WWE success. He was the WWE champion, the face of the company. But despite his success, Punk's relationship with WWE soured. Frustrated with backstage politics, creative control, and a lack of respect from the higher-ups, Punk walked out of the company in early 2014. His departure would mark the beginning of a dark chapter in WWE's history, but little did anyone know, it wouldn't be the last time we saw CM Punk. Roman Reigns, the rise of the Tribal Chief. Enter Roman Reigns, the man who would become WWE's golden boy. Roman's rise to the top came at the tail end of the era when CM Punk had been the company's champion. But unlike Punk, Roman's journey was a different story. Initially, fans had a lukewarm reaction to Reigns when he was part of the Shield, a faction of renegades that wreaked havoc on WWE. Reigns was seen as the muscle, the powerhouse, the quiet enforcer. But when the Shield disbanded in 2014, Roman Reigns was thrust into the spotlight as the company's next big star. For years, Roman Reigns faced the uphill battle of being pushed as the company's top babyface. His struggle to connect with the fans was evident, and the infamous Roman Reigns as the next John Cena narrative seemed to haunt him at every turn. The WWE Universe rejected him, despite WWE's constant push. But as the years went on, Roman evolved. He embraced his own persona and slowly but surely, his in-ring performances and character work began to grow. In 2020, Roman Reigns underwent a transformation that would change the course of WWE forever. Upon returning from a hiatus during the pandemic era, Roman Reigns was no longer the smiling, good guy character fans had grown tired of. Instead, he adopted the persona of the tribal chief, the head of the table, and began a dominance that would rival some of the greatest champions in WWE history. His reign as Universal Champion was unparalleled, and his status as the most important figure in WWE was cemented. Reigns' time at the top wasn't just about in-ring dominance, it was about legacy. Roman understood that his place in WWE's future would be defined not by the matches he had, but by the history he created. The tribal chief wasn't just a champion, he was a ruler of WWE's universe. The first meeting, Punk and Reigns. But let's get back to that pivotal moment after WrestleMania 41. The animosity between CM Punk and Roman Reigns was no secret. In fact, it was practically built into the fabric of WWE's recent history. Punk had always been the outsider, the guy who was never truly accepted by the company, and Roman was the company's chosen one, the golden boy who would eventually lead WWE into the next era. It was in this context that CM Punk walked down the hallway after WrestleMania 41, the weight of years of bitterness and resentment weighing heavily on him. Punk had spent years in the wilderness, trying to rediscover his passion for the business that had both made and broken him. His return to WWE had been met with fanfare, but it was also a reminder of everything that had gone wrong in his career. Punk approached the door marked with the name Roman Reigns. The tension in the air was palpable. Punk, despite being one of the most self-assured individuals in WWE history, seemed hesitant. This was more than just a meeting of two wrestlers, it was the collision of two philosophies. Punk, the rebel, the voice of a generation, Reigns, the champion, the ruler of the WWE Universe. Neither man had any reason to trust the other, yet here they were, about to meet face to face for the first time in years. The plea. The door to Roman's dressing room creaked open. Inside, Roman Reigns was sitting in a chair, his Universal Championship belt draped over his shoulder. He was tired from the night's festivities, but his eyes never left the doorway as CM Punk stepped inside. For a moment, neither man spoke. Punk was the first to break the silence. "Roman," he said, his voice calm yet filled with underlying intensity. "I've done everything in this company. I've fought my battles, I've made my mark. But there's one thing I can't seem to shake." He paused. "Respect." Roman Reigns raised an eyebrow, slightly amused. "You want respect? From me? After everything that's happened between us?" "I didn't come here to beg," Punk continued. "I came here because I know something you don't. You've been carrying this company for a long time, but at some point, you'll need help. We both know the challenges that lie ahead. I'm asking for a chance to fight alongside you, not as a challenger, not as an adversary, but as a partner. To protect what we both built, to protect what WWE means." Roman stared at Punk for a long moment, his expression unreadable. This was not the same CM Punk who had once walked out of the company. This was someone different, someone willing to bury the hatchet and make a pact with the man he had once viewed as his greatest rival. Finally, Roman Reigns stood up. "You want to fight with me? You better understand something, Punk. When you align with me, you align with everything I represent. The bloodline is not just a faction, it's a legacy. If you're willing to live up to that, then we can talk." Punk nodded slowly, his eyes burning with determination. "I'll live up to it. I don't have anything left to lose." And just like that, CM Punk, the rebel, the outcast, the man who had burned every bridge he crossed, was standing side by side with Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, ready to rewrite the narrative of WWE history. A new era? What does this mean for WWE? The alliance between CM Punk and Roman Reigns is one of the most shocking, unexpected twists the WWE Universe could have imagined. It's a partnership forged out of necessity, mutual respect, and perhaps a shared vision for the future. This could very well be the beginning of a new chapter in WWE, one where two of the most dominant forces in the history of the business come together to reshape everything we thought we knew. The question remains, what will the WWE Universe think of this partnership? Will they accept it, or will they rebel? As always, one thing is certain in WWE, nothing is ever quite as it seems. Stay tuned to Wrestling News CC for more updates, analysis, and in-depth coverage of this incredible storyline as it continues to unfold. But wait, there's so much more to discover. Click on the next video right here, shown on the screen, for more exclusive insights, reactions, and all the latest happenings in the wrestling world. You won't want to miss it. Every click helps us grow and brings you more amazing content. So please, don't leave just yet, join us for the next video and keep the wrestling conversation going. Thank you for being part of our community. Goodbye for now.